I'm Greg Williams. I'd like to welcome you to the Armor of God channel. Today we're going to be going over the intro to the show called Hazbin Hotel. Pretty sure that a lot of other people have gone over this, but I want to go into greater detail than I've seen online. I'm not saying no one else has done it. I just haven't seen it if they have, as to why I really don't like this and why I think that shows like this are so harmful to the people that watch them. So with that being said, let's get suited up.
Once upon a time, there was a glowing city protected by golden gates known as heaven. It was ruled by beings of pure light, angels that worshipped good and shielded all from evil. Lucifer was one of these angels. He was a dreamer with fantastical ideas for all of creation, but he was seen as a troublemaker by the elders of heaven, for they felt his way of thinking was dangerous to the order of their world. So he watched as the angels began to expand the universe in their ways. From the dust of earth, they created Adam and Lilith, equals as the first of mankind. But despite this, Adam demanded control, and Lilith refused to submit to his will. She fled the garden. Drawn in by her fierce independence, Lucifer found her, and the two rebellious dreamers fell deeply in love. Together, they wished to share the magic of free will with humanity, offering the fruit of knowledge to Adam's new bride, Eve, who gladly accepted. But this gift came with a curse, for with this single act of disobedience, evil finally found its way into earth. With it, a new realm of darkness and sin, and the order heaven had worked to maintain was shattered. As punishment for their reckless act, heaven cast Lucifer and his love into the dark pit he had created, never allowing him to see the good that came from humanity, only the cruel and the wicked. Ashamed, Lucifer lost his will to dream, but Lilith thrived, empowering demonkind with her voice and her songs, and as the numbers of hell grew, so did its power. Threatened by this, heaven made a truly heartless decision, that every year they would send down an army, an extermination, to ensure hell and its sinners could never rise against them. But Lilith's hope remained, and her dream was passed down to their precious daughter, the Princess of Hell.
So much was just said, I literally had to make a list. So the first thing that we're going to go over is them talking about being ruled by beings of light. Heaven is ruled by God, Yahweh. He is the singular creator of all that there is. The angels never worship God in this either. It only says that they worship good, which is like, how do you borrow from the Bible so heavy and get so much wrong? They say Satan is a dreamer, like he's some sort of good guy. Literally, Lucifer is the Satan. He's the one who stands opposed to all that there is good. It says that the angels were the creators. That's not biblical at all. Lilith was originally a type of like angel or spiritual being. The character of Lilith is about 1,300 years old. The writings of Genesis are about 3,500 years old. So no, Adam is only ever recorded as having one wife. Satan did not give free will to humanity. God did that. The choice was always presented. That's one of the points of the tree of knowledge being there. Love without choice isn't love. If I don't have the choice to hate you, then I never had the choice to love you. And that's why even today there are people who hate God. They want nothing to do with him. It's because he has truly given us free will. The reason Eve was ever able to eat the apple, the fruit, it never says it's an apple. The reason why Eve was able to eat the fruit in the first place was because she had free will. She was not a robot. She was not a slave to God. She was meant to be in partnership with God. That's how he has always set it out, and that's why there are a series of covenants, which is literally us partnering with God. He doesn't need us. He wants us. He designed us for relation. Toward the end, and this is like what the show is about, it seems, where there's a kingdom of hell. There is no kingdom of hell in the Bible. There's a kingdom of heaven and kingdoms of earth. It says that God is the ruler over everything, but he's also allowed kingdoms to grow in different places. And Satan truly is the king of this world. In some translations, it says he's the god of this world. Little g. these two images at the end say so much. So this one right here shows that God, because this is the God figure, it's a woman. I don't know why they're trying to defang and sexualize God. He's spirit, and he's not a man outside of the person of Jesus. The Jewish community and the Christian community has always seen the man as the head of the home, and God is the head of the man, and the church is the bride of Christ, and God is a he. Now, when he did come to earth, he came to earth as a man. The Emmanuel is the God-man. He is the God with us. The Messiah is the God-man. The Son of Man is the God-man. And all of those titles are personified in Jesus Christ, who was a man. So in that sense alone, God is a man. And this other image, this demonic-looking creature with the cross on his chest, they're really, really trying to make angels, God, and heaven be the bad guys in this. This show is demonic. I'm a fan of fiction. I don't mind if you write a piece of fiction from a devil's point of view. I think the Screw Tape letters are amazing. I think there are ways to write fiction and it be useful, edifying, and profitable for everyone who reads it. This, I don't know if it is. The reason why that's so important is because whenever media does something, the masses believe that that's how it really is. There are so many examples. When Hugh Jackman played Wolverine, people thought that Wolverine was this really tall, handsome dude with great posture, not knowing that Wolverine is literally a foot shorter than Hugh Jackman with poor posture. When Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man came out, that was one of the best superhero movies ever. And everyone believed that Spider-Man had organic webbing until The Amazing Spider-Man came out. So we have this whole section of people who are not in the know, who see these movies and see these shows and believe that's what it's like. When the show Lucifer came out, people believed that Satan and Eve had a relationship. When the Da Vinci Code came out, people believed that Jesus and Mary Magdalene had a relationship. People judge books by their media. They judge them by their pictures. It's why I, earlier in this video, accidentally said apple when Eve ate a fruit. It's because when we see the media of our day, that's how we will remember it. That's how we will see it in our mind. This is the media of our day. And it's saying that Satan is the good guy, that God is a woman, and is the bad guy. How do you think the people that watch this are going to see the Bible? Because Hazbin Hotel gets the Bible so incredibly wrong, I want to end this video by playing out chapter 3 of Genesis.
Now the serpent was more cunning than any animal of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, Has God really said, You shall not eat from any tree of the garden? The woman said to the serpent, From the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat. But from the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God has said, You shall not eat from it or touch it, or you will die. The serpent said to the woman, You certainly will not die. For God knows that on the day you eat from it your eyes will be opened, and you will become like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable to make one wise, she took some of its fruit and ate, and she also gave some to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves waist coverings. Now they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to the man, and said to him, Where are you? He said, I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree from which I commanded you not to eat? The man said, The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me some of the fruit of the tree, and I ate. Then the Lord God said to the woman, What is this that you have done? And the woman said, The serpent deceived me, and I ate. Then the Lord God said to the serpent, Because you have done this, cursed are you more than all the livestock, and more than any animal of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life, and I will make enemies of you and the woman, and of your offspring and her descendant. He shall bruise you on the head, and you shall bruise him on the heel. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you shall deliver children, yet your desire will be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. Then to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree about which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. With hard labor you shall eat from it all the days of your life. Both thorns and thistles it shall grow for you. Yet you shall eat the plants of the field, by the sweat of your face. You shall eat bread, until you return to the ground, because from it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Now the man named his wife Eve, because she was the mother of all the living. And the Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife, and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And now, he might reach out with his hand, and take fruit also from the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him out of the Garden of Eden, to cultivate the ground from which he was taken. So he drove the man out, and at the east of the Garden of Eden he stationed the cherubim and the flaming sword which turned every direction to guard the way to the tree of life.